Good evening, everyone that has joined so far. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are around the world. Welcome to another Apex Point Racing League feature race slash live stream. First one actually for this season. It's been a little bit of time since we've done one for season 7, but we've heard from a lot of you in the community that these were the things that you really love to see. So we were very happy to bring this into the fold again. Apologies for the delay in the scheduling of these, but we are here at Mount Fuji. We are currently getting ready to load up the race for our development series drivers, specifically the AM division drivers for round 5 here at Fuji Speedway short course, so not the long course. It's actually a slight tweak to the usual track layout with a bit more of a forgiving second to third sector without that little chicane at the bottom of the circuit there. But what tends to be forgiven on the track can also be taken away as there are rumours and whispers of forecasted rain around the corner, but we'll let that play out as the live stream goes. But before we crack into it and introduce the people in our comms box, just want to say thanks again for joining the live stream. If you are here, make sure you leave a like on the way in. Welcome to anyone that's regular. Welcome to anyone that's new as well. If anyone has come over from Facebook to say g'day, welcome to an Apex Point Racing League feature race. And in the comms box with me today, we have Anthony. How are you?
Hey Snoop, hello everybody. Thanks for joining. Great to be back doing these. Always fun.
Yes, and a big race to be doing it. Sort of, kind of the halfway point of the season. I would say it would technically be right in the middle because there's 8 rounds and then a enduro event at the end. So the 5th round of the season is right in the middle there. So yeah, here at Fuji Speedway, which is it's a very difficult track to say what the consensus is in our community. I have a feeling that more people dislike it rather than like it. I personally think it's a really cool circuit. That really long straightaway, as you can see there, as well as the tricky Sector 3 in particular, that really pushes your driving skill and prowess. It's a very unassuming track. I don't know what you think about it, Anthony, whether it's a favourite of yours or whether you try and avoid it like the Black Plague.
No, I do like this track. I'll tell you what sticks out for me is I can recall just thinking to myself wanting to get back into sim racing. Well, I never did sim racing prior to GT7, but thinking that I wanted to get into back into racing on in general, and I got GT Sport, and this was the first track I did with Group Fours,
Oh, nice.
and you could capture it and you could watch the replay, and I was just racing to watch replays essentially, so a bit like what we're doing right now. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but this
yeah.
track is I really like this track, just given the fact that like Sector 3 really separates like good drivers from great drivers. Just that what would you say off camber,
Mm-hmm.
second to last turn is just fantastic to you know creating opportunities for passing
And I
for
feel
people
like
making
there's
mistakes.
there's almost like 2 to 3 different ways you can take those corners in that last sector in particular because
Exactly.
the track is so wide, and as you mentioned, that sort of like off camber approach to the circuit as well can sort of lead to opportunities where late braking could work, going wide could work, cutting back in could work. Yeah, I think especially with the 14 drivers that we have on the grid tonight, it's going to lead to a lot of overtaking opportunities, defending opportunities. So it should be exciting to
Yeah.
see how these development series drivers do handle the pressure. And for anyone that's new to the stream, the development series is our Group 3 racing category in Gran Turismo 7, where we typically gauge people's pace and assign them to a division based on their experience and their pace, etc., etc. Um, the AM division drivers are one step above the clubman level, which is sort of more that entry or beginner level point, but these drivers are no slouches. They've got a couple of seasons worth of league racing experience under their belt. They would be arguably quite competitive in a daily race setting, but they just prefer the league racing environment for that more controlled sportsmanship-like and respectful racing environment. So if that's something that interests you and you're new to the live stream, have a look in our bio in the YouTube description here. We've got links to our Discord, our Facebook page if you want to find out a little bit more about us. You can get involved. There's always a room, or there's always a space and room for anyone that gets involved. But before we crack on to the race itself, we just wanted to give a huge shout out to our sponsor and partner, Image Digital. For those of you that might know that already, Image Digital are an Aussie leader in high quality all over printed apparel. From from sportswear to corporate and club gear, they deliver premium, sustainably made garments using colour-fast, breathable and moisture-wicking fabrics. Whether it's a single custom piece or thousands of units, Image Digital works with your designs and offers expert design and brand development services. They proudly support Apex Point Racing League, and they help us look as good as we race. They also support the winners of each series every season, so we thank them for all their support as we go. And we also want to give a heartfelt thank you to those generous benefactors in our community and the supporters who donate to our league. Your contributions really are vital, not just to keep the league running, but for helping it grow into the incredible community that it is today. Apex Point Racing League wouldn't be what it is without the passion, support and dedication of our racers, admins and fans. You guys are the heart and soul of everything we do, so thank you again for your support. So, the race at hand tonight. As mentioned, round 5 development series AM division here at Fuji Speedway Short. We have 27 laps with a race setup of 2 times tyre wear, 3 times fuel wear, and a 7 litres per second refuel rate. So not too taxing on the tyres and the fuel, and definitely not a lot of opportunity, I would say, from a fuel saving point of view with a 7 litre per second refuel rate. The forecast weather-wise is for a clear start with actually rain to follow during the race, and as a result there's no mandatory tyre compound tonight due to the weather and the different time that could be brought in as well. Just to quickly cut to the grid from a qualifying perspective, so starting in P1 on pole position is Rudzi from Trademark Red Mist Racing. Starting in P2 is Equal, NRG Spark Racing. He's actually the Clubman winner from last season, so he's starting second on the grid there. We have Grim starting on third from Breakthrough 1D Racing, and alongside him on the grid there is Asand Mate, who's a privateer driver. Behind them is Ting for NRG Spark Racing, followed by Brando, Breakthrough 1D Racing, so 2 Breakthrough drivers, team drivers in the same race. 7th position, we have Atlantis for Karma 1 Autosports. 8th, Daywalker for NRG Spark Racing, so partnering up with Ting there from a team's perspective. In P9, we have Morgs from Black Shadow Racing. P10, we have Sideshow from No Iron. P11, we have Loco RX2 from Loco Motorsport. P12, we have Womble from Trademark Red Mist Racing. 13, we have Ryan TR from NRG 3BM. And 14th, we have Full Grumpy for Black Sheep Racing. So that's the grid. That's the start grid tonight. As a reminder for anyone that has just joined in as well, make sure you smash the like button as you come on through. And I believe if you guys are competitive enough, from memory, I believe YouTube gives a crown to the top 1, 2, or 3 commentators. So whoever's the most vocal will get a crown. That doesn't really mean much aside from this live stream. So it's a limited time crown, limited time deal. Make sure you get on top of it and be the top commentator for this race. But before we crack into it, I guess it's sort of the midway point of the development series in the AM division in particular, and I think it's been really interesting, Anthony, that we've had a couple of Clubman drivers move up from Clubman last season into the AM division this time. So people on the likes of like Brando and Equal, who actually finished tied on points at the end of last season. Is that right, Anthony? But then there was a difference in terms of better race finishes.
Yeah, that's right. So, in terms of the lobby split, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, just more so
how we determined,
yeah, exactly. Just more so seeing how some of those drivers in the the earlier levels of the development series have built up their pace and their confidence and moved into the AM division. I think it's a pretty tightly knit field in this AM division so far this season.
Yes, and what we're finding as we progress through the seasons is getting closer and closer racing, which is great to see. It is getting quite competitive across those different levels or tiers, but yes, based on the data, we split the lobbies up. So we're using an ELO system and the results from the last season, and we're also taking into account the attendance rating for each person. So we can, I guess, build a lobby of drivers that will be attending primarily every race. That's not to say that if you have a miss a race here or there that you're going to miss out. It's just that that's what we take into account when we're trying to fill them up. We'll always talk to drivers if their attendance is low, if they're a long-standing community member. But essentially, uh, existing drivers or legacy drivers will get their priority to their locations, and then we'll build down from that.
Yep, exactly right. And further divisions for up the ladder for those that are interested. So we have the Pro Series with the Pro Am and the Pro Division respectively. So 4 tiers of racing, everyone can get involved. And if that's not your cup of tea, you don't like Group 3 racing, we also have our Sprint Series on Wednesday nights, which is a one-make race. A little bit more relaxed in terms of the type of race, 2 20-minute sprints rather than a 45-minute race. And we also have ACC on Thursdays as well. But I think, I think that's enough of the formalities. What do you say if we get cracking into this one?
I'd love to.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to hover over the second play replay button, and
Yes.
on the count of 3, 2, 1, and we'll do it 3, 2, 1, and go. All right. Let me just fix this up quickly.
Let us know how the audio is, guys.
Got it right on board here. As I said, Rudsy's in P1 here. See if we can hold on to it heading into turn 1. They're off and underway in the AM Division Development Series for round 5 at Fuji Speedway. Long straight heading down into a really heavy braking zone for turn 1. Looks like Rudsy's all clear. Kabuma, is that Brando's
made a move on the inside.
Just saw that blue AMG dive up on the inside there and managed to sneak past Tingy there, but for the most part everyone seems to have made it through. Very nicely done for all those who kept their noses clean through that. Now you'd assume...
it's great for all those drivers to get through in that first corner. That is a tough first corner.
That's right, yes. And very long sweeping turn right here. We can see Morgs and Atlantis close there. Sideshow sizing up a move, actually makes contact, and gets hit again and spun around. Drops to the back of the grid there, unfortunately for Sideshow, so got a little bit of work to do there.
Yes, I was just watching the same incident actually. I thought it was a different car that was spinning actually. I was hovering over a different name, but the camera just held on Sideshow. However, I had a different name, but unfortunate events for Sideshow. Hopefully, he can claw that back.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But for the most part, aside from that incident there, everyone seems to be getting through the first lap not too bad. As you can see, all those different racing lines starting to develop as they head through that third and final sector. But just to quickly recap as to where we're at, we've currently got Rudsy still leading ahead in P1 in the Porsche 911, Kabuma or equal in P2, Grim in P3, Brando in P4, Tingy in P5, as we can flick through them as they roll down the main straight. So there's Tingy, Dave Walker and the Bug, Morgs in the AMG. We've actually got 3 close together with Loco, Atlantis and a Sandmate. Let's see how they get through this turn together. Loco very calmly actually stays in the middle there, lets the other 2 go around him. By braking early, he actually gets the undercut on them and pulls through. And
Paid off. Very great move.
Retains the position there. Well done.
Also good to see an Audi R8 in the field, guys. So I see a Lambo and an Audi. Don't typically see them. Good to see them.
Yeah, very tricky car to drive. So good to see some diversity in the cars here. A fair few AMGs and a couple of BMWs as to be expected. But aside from that, it's a good mix of cars here. We see Womble actually sizing up a move. He's got a half-second penalty, however, so let's see if he can. Let's see what he does as we ride on board here. As we head into the no chicane section, which actually carries a lot more speed. Gets a move there up on a Sandmate, who probably went a little bit deep. Gains a position, but will more than likely lose that position, unfortunately, on the main straight with the penalty to be served.
So in this race we don't have the mandatory tyre, so each driver has free will on their strategies tonight.
That's right. I imagine most of them will be running a softer or a medium compound tyre. As Womble pulls over to the right here off the racing line to serve his penalty to not get in anyone's way.
Very good. That's what we'd like to see.
And yeah, losing lots of positions as a result, unfortunately.
It's probably one of the worst penalties to serve on this in Group 3 race on this track specifically due to the long straight.
Very conservative into turn 1 as well, just with all the cars around him. Very nicely done, Womble. Sideshow's actually not too far off the back of the pack here, so his race isn't completely over just yet. But speaking of packs and things splitting out, it looks like Rudzi in P1 and Kabuma in P2 are sort of streaking away. I might get a tyre update from you, Anthony, as to what compound they're running compared to the people behind them.
These drivers are both running the softs. The cars behind, up until 4th place, are running softs. So the podium drivers at the moment are running soft tyres.
Okay.
Grim running the medium tyre and holding pace. So probably some good things to see coming from this particular driver. In the AMG, so it's mostly a soft at the moment. So
yeah, and I wonder what the as Grim just runs a little bit wide off the course there, might get a little bit of a sniff here from Tingy.
Morgs has picked up a 1.5 second penalty as he comes into the main straight now.
Yep,
and
sure
he's going to serve it this.
Right on board with Tingy here from the passenger view here. The Porsche's not known for great top line speed, and with Grim in the slipstream of his teammate, I don't think Tingy is going to get the move done. He slots back in just before the turn, pops back out again, brakes just a squidge later than Grim, positions his car up the inside, gets the move done. A little bit of a tap from Grim, but nothing too crazy, and they carry on. So Ting up the position there just from that slight off in sector 3 from Grim.
Yep. The front two drivers are pulling away nicely. I think we might see them drive away for a bit of time while it's comfortable until they start fighting. It doesn't look like they're close enough to be fighting. The second pack back are within range of each other, so those guys are going to be very wary of each other. And then we get to the big pack, which is obviously where all the fun is happening at the moment. It's allowed Sideshow to catch up currently in 14th place, and I think he'll be looking for a move soon, possibly by the end of this lap.
Yeah, a couple of battle packs from me. So we have the front two in a race of their own, then we have Sideshow goes for a nice move up the inside there on Womble.
Great run onto that one.
Womble probably thinking big, long-term play here in terms of the race. He could be saving his tyres here. There is forecast of rain to come, but what lap it hits, only the gods know at this stage. So it could be playing into Womble's favour here by just being a little bit more conservative in his racing and not going too hard on the tyres, and just getting an extra lap or two out of that towards the end of your stint could pay dividends. So we'll keep an eye on that as we sort of go.
He is wearing his front tyres a bit more than his rear, so I'm just wondering if he has his brake balance set correctly, or that's just a trait of the Toyota.
Yeah, potentially. Super is really strong from a top speed perspective. Gee, say that 10 times fast. Actually, sizes up a move, gets a bit of a door bang on Sideshow there. They're running side by side here, down through, I would guess you would call that turn 1.5 into turn 2 or 3. Sideshow gets ahead there.
And it has an awkward angle and will have a slow exit.
Again, just all the different lines that you can take on this circuit here. Just so much that's available. We jump in front of them and see Ryan, or Ricardo as his in-game nickname shows, looking to size up a move actually on Asan Mate. Looks like he might get this done. I just feel like that BMW is a lot more stronger than the Audi. Let's see how they handle this going 2x2, or not 2x2, they slotted behind through the non-chicane. Oh, Sideshow, hold it! Oh no! Whoa.
I saw the yellow flag behind. There's two cars off. I missed what happened.
Oh yes, we did too. Full Grumpy had a bit of a moment there. I wonder if there was something that that spooked Sideshow into a spin, that because Grumpy was off the track. Because I just saw them come through, but they were all really close together, and as Grumpy's just really struggling with the dirty tyres at the moment
He
to
has
get back on
damage to
track.
the front
Yeah,
right
you
as
can see
well.
the headlights cracked as well. So if he's got damage to the front right, he either got hit or went into the barriers. So that'll repair itself, but it's unfortunate for full Grumpy, who's now dropped
Already
well
healed,
off the
so
back.
you'll have
Yep.
have the speed down the straight, so
Perfect.
regain something by the end of the race.
Alright, as he starts lap 6, we can already see with Rudzi and Kabuma, they are already through the first sector of lap 6. So Rudzi in P1, Kabuma in P2, Brando holding on to P3 with Tingy actually not too far away from him. So Tingy's putting up a bit of a fight there. Maybe he's remembering the turn 1 overtake, lap 1 overtake, and it's like, you know, I'm gonna get that back. We'll see how that fares over the couple.
Ting's car is looking very balanced in regards to tyre wear and looking good on fuel as well at this stage.
Not too bad. Oh, he shows the nose there for Brando. Brando holds his nerve and carries on through. So Ting in P4, Grim in P5. So Ting right now is in a breakthrough sandwich. As Brando looks like he's under the pressure a bit here, Anthony. He's
Yes.
rev banging, he's going wide, you
Yep.
can hear it, and he goes off the track, similar to where Grim went off actually. So looks like Ting's
Ting had him on the back foot for
Yeah.
that whole sector there, so great moves from there. Ting,
looks
great
like
drive.
yeah, Ting's strategy is that same turn for both the breakthrough drivers, just make them feel a little bit of pressure, run a little bit wide. As we can see Brando and Grim close together now, I wouldn't be surprised if they give each other a little bit of a love tap down the main straight to catch up to Ting.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they need to be doing, but we'll see.
Wonder if they've got enough speed to get past. You can hear the Lambo of Kabuma up ahead. I might jump to him quickly. Closing that gap to Rudzi. Still doesn't have the fastest lap just yet, but positive signs to come. And then what's happening with P6? So Atlantis, Loco and Morgs are kind of in a little bit of a group together here. Lexus is really good on fuel, so might save a little bit of time in the stops, but not too much considering the fuel wear rate.
Yeah, he has got a bit better fuel as Loco has just picked up another 2-second penalty. I'm not sure, is that for cutting or running wide on that kick? Maybe
It could be potentially running wide on the exit of turn 2. Yeah, because you generally keep your foot in it to carry the momentum, because and fair enough, because that's the direction where the track does go. But the game picks it up as an advantage and issues you a penalty. So we might just hang on here with Loco to see what impact that has. I think with the battle pack behind him, as he's starting to feel the pressure a bit, I think with that penalty, just going a bit wide and a bit slippery left and right here, he might drop probably out of the top 10, I would say, with a 2-second penalty. So Morgs is staying to the racing line. Loco pulls off the racing line to serve his penalty, as all drivers should do. So there goes Morgs. Loco has the ability to join back on the racing line, but decides to stay off it as Dave Walker comes through the Volkswagen Beetle. Just gets the job done, slots in behind. Not too bad, lost 2 positions there for 2 seconds worth of damage, as Womble goes for a very late dive there, probably a bit too late, just does enough to stop it.
Amazingly stays on the track and carries on.
So things are sort of splitting out a little bit further at the moment. So Womble in P11, Asanmate in the Audi in P12. Sideshow was last at the start of start of the race, I would say, like towards the end of lap 1, but now is pulled up to P13. Full Grumpy with that damage and spin earlier is sitting at the back of the pack. But I guess what's interesting about these types of races is with the variable weather and, you know, the possibility of rain coming in at different times, it sort of could be anyone's game depending on where you are on the track when the rain starts to fall. So being dead last might be an opportunity. Only time will tell.
These AMGs seem to be using a lot of tyre and fuel in comparison to the Porsche. I'm just looking over the telemetries of Ting and Brando specifically. It just looks like the AMGs have to work a lot harder to maintain the position and the pace than the Porsche ultimately. So I'm just wondering how that's going to be impacting Rudzi and the Lambo of Kaboom
Oh, they're
at
actually
the
real
moment,
close together now.
because they're closing up. But just looking at the state of Rudsy's Porsche in comparison to Ting's Porsche at the same place in the race, Rudsy's tyres are worn substantially more than Ting.
Okay, so Rudsy's pushing real hard then, I would say.
Yep.
You've got to use that soft tyre.
His times are looking pretty similar to Ting's actually. So yeah, he might be just pushing it, feeling a bit of the pressure from the Lamborghini, just scrubbing him up a bit more than he probably necessarily needs to.
Yeah. As you see Mount Fuji in the background there, and some ominous clouds behind it, so a sign of things to come, I think. But these guys are still hanging on, so Rudsy in P1, Kabuma in P2, Tingy still holding on to that third position in P3, Brando and Grim behind him following as teammates. Atlanta's still doing a good job there. It looks like a sandmate has dropped off somewhere. I think he might have had an accident actually, because he was right in the mix with Womble and everything, and now he's just in front of Sideshow. So I think potentially a sandmate must have had a little bit of a spin or an off or something like that. So he's definitely dropped back a bit.
So just on Grim, at the moment his times are a little bit slower than Ting's times, but his AMG in regards to tyres, obviously he's running the mediums as I was saying before. He's looking very comfortable at the moment. So slightly worn tyres. So I think we might see something happen here from fifth place, catching up to Brando and Tingy, unless we get that weather.
Yep.
That will save Ting and Brando from Grim, but I think this AMG of Grim's going to be running them in shortly.
Got a nice little group forming from P8 Day Walker through to P12 and a Sandmate. I think a Sandmate might be a little bit hot under the collar here after losing a few positions, where depending on what has happened we're not too sure. We may have missed it, but probably looking to crack on to damage control.
Well, Day Walker's in a really great position here because he's running on the medium tyres and all the cars chasing him are on the softs up until Sandmate, who's also running the medium tyre.
Yeah. So has a bit
all these cars behind him have really damaged their soft tyres, and I think really great driving from Day Walker, and it's in his best interest to just keep them situated there because he's about to have the advantage in the next lap or so.
You could see it just through that the chicane. He was able to carry a lot more speed through that high speed right hand corner, and the soft where runners behind him were dropping off as a result. So that's given him enough of a gap on the main straight here to not be worried about slipstream or anything like that.
The soft tyres are down to 50% or less at the moment. Obviously with the left hand side of the cars wearing a lot more because of that long right hander. Let's
see what Ryan does here from NRG 3BM Racing against Loco RX2. I imagine that the two BMWs, one slipstreaming the other, the slipstreaming BMW might have a chance here to make a move into turn one. Brakes a little bit later, but just a bit too far back. Carry on. Grubby seems to be catching up, so good to see that he's just focusing on his own race, trying to catch up here. 36.6 for his best lap is nothing to scoff at. We cut to the same shot that we saw earlier of Mount Fuji in the distance with the clouds behind it. I think that was like a lap or two ago. The clouds are now over the top of it, so something moving through quite quickly here. So I imagine if we're able to see this from the comms box, as you can see it again there, just look at that in the distance. And Rudsy's scrambling on those tyres. And just a quick mention, guys, we're at 30 people in the live stream, so thank you so much for tuning in. Really, really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying it. Let us know down below who is your preferred driver of the day at the moment. We're still working through the race itself, and we'll take more of a poll towards the end there. Just keep an eye on, but everyone seems to be putting in a good race here. Rudsy actually, he's probably feeling the pressure. He pulls out of the slipstream to try and stop Kabuma from following his draft. It just sounds like that Porsche is really struggling at the moment.
Yeah. He's driving it well, but also now I think the Lamborghini has also suffering the same fate. A bit lighter on fuel, a little bit better on the tyres, but not by much. So I think these guys are going to be pretty much glued to where they are at the moment.
You just see, oh, he gets a bit slidey there, Kabuma, coming out of that turn.
So the track temperature might be also cooling down a bit as well, due to the clouds.
I just check in behind us with some of the drivers. So Tingy's breaking away from Brando and Grimm a little bit, sort of in a world of his own. And actually Brando's breaking away from Grimm too, so they've sort of third, fourth and fifth have split out a bit. Atlantis is in P6 in his own world there, followed by Morgs, who's just slowly chipping away lap by lap. Daywalker's still holding on to that group behind him. Let's see if he can hold on to the pace through this turn again with the medium tyres having more grip. Looks like he was able to navigate that pretty quickly. Loco's actually sizing up a move here. Sends it up the inside, gives plenty of racing room, but now it turns to the inside for Daywalker here. I just ride on board here just to see how that's going. And then it cuts back for Loco. He tries to move up the inside, there's just not enough room there. Daywalker defends the inside for his life, gets a little bit of a tap from Loco. Runs him off a little bit wide, but then I'm sure Daywalker won't mind being in the slipstream behind two BMWs, which are arguably much faster on a straight line than him. But Ricardo or Ryan doesn't want to get behind Loco. Running side by side here, they're actually moving to the right hand side of the track as a result. Two BMWs side by side down the main straight here at Fuji Speedway. Clouds are rolling in though.
Coming in hot, there's some side drafting going on.
Oh, who's going to turn first? It's always the question. Side by side racing, they are still side by side.
Well done, guys. That is just beautiful.
Someone's got to yield. This next turn is not one for side by side racing. I think Loco might have the move here. Oh, they're trying side by side. Oh, and they
Ryan's turned in a bit early on him there. It's hard to say because it's a fast corner and you'll run the risk of being on the outside where Ricardo was to get run off the track there a bit if the other person makes a mistake, you know. I think they both came out pretty well.
Sideshow sizing up a move here. Grumpy looks like he's gained a position, and by a considerable margin. Something must have happened to Womble here. He was doing 137s, 138s, and that last lap he did a 154, so something must have happened, unfortunately, for Womble there.
He looks like he's pitted. Do you think he's pitted? He's got fresh, soft tyres on.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ah, that makes sense. So not an incident, just a strategy call. But actually, I just saw the rear of his car, and that red light's flashing. That's a rain light. Might jump to Rudzi. Whoop! I was going to say jump to Rudzi in P1. It's actually Kabuma in P1. No, P2 now. They're side by side heading now to turn 1. Oh, the lights are on. It's dark. Are there rain lights on? Their rain lights are on. So there must be rain about. Windshield. Oh, Rudzi's wipers are on. Morgs is in the pits. Morgs has had enough. Here it comes.
You know who's going to be kicking themselves right now? Womble.
This man right here.
He's not going to be happy.
Oh no.
The rain's coming down and it's coming down fast.
Morgs has had the first sniff of rain and just said, nope, I'm not interested. Anthony will need a tyre stat check to see what he puts on when he comes out as he refuels. See what happens here with Kabuma. I can hear the rain.
It says softs. It says softs. It's softs.
Morgs has put on softs.
Yeah, he's put on softs. That is a big mistake. And
oh man.
Look, I mean, maybe he can. No, he's not going to drive through this.
You might have to keep an eye on the track map to see if you see any spinning triangles in a couple of seconds times, because I feel like I don't think anyone is on intermediates just yet.
It's raining worse on one side of the track than the other side at the moment. So
yeah, let's see what
maybe that's why he's made that decision, because at the pit entry it's not that bad. So
Kabuma and Rudzi think it's not even raining down the main straight. Like Kabuma's windscreen wiper's not going, so, and Ting's followed suit down the main straight. So is Grimm. Brando said, "Nope, I've had enough. I'm coming into the pit." So, it'd be interesting to see if that actually pays out for him. Going on to intermediates a little bit early might be a smart move, but it might actually burn them up a lot faster. So we can see him in the pits there. all the other drivers carry on. Looks like Daywalker's got in a position back there on Ryan as the guys running down the main straight here. Ryan, a Sandmate sideshow. I wouldn't be trying any crazy overtakes in the wet. Yeah, it's like on the main straight, it's like dry. As Brando puts some intermediates there.
Seems to be a bit of rain. The
yeah, and then
turn one.
Turn one, yeah, exactly.
Take the one.
Now what does Morgs do? Morgs is persisting with the softs, so is Womble. Even though the rain's very light down that section there. Kabuma's still holding the lead here. So Brando's dropped from P4 down to the back, but has intermediates on now. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes out against the other drivers once they pit. We're just right on here with Kabuma. Let's just see what he decides here. It's raining more down the main straight now. His wiper's not on though.
Doesn't seem to be pulling.
And it seems he carries on. Or Rudzy makes a late move to the right there down the main straight to go into the pits. Okay, so Rudzy's in. Ting carries on. So Kabuma and Ting think that it's okay. Grimm's had enough, he's coming in. Let's see what Atlantis does here. It does feel like it's quite wet. No, carry on. Specs, what are the little round white lights that come on above the Porsche? I'm not too sure. We'll have to have a look at that when he comes out. Loco, RX2 looks like he's coming in. Same with Daywalker. The Audi over Sandmate. Full Grumpy, who was actually running dead last, remember, is currently in P9.
What lights are we talking about?
The lights on the Porsche.
On the side of it?
We've got a yellow flag, someone's off. Atlantis is off at turn 1. Oh, just moving so slowly through that gravel trap. There's something wrong with his gears there, he just can't seem to get the car moving. So Atlantis is still on a soft compound tyre. Oh, I see someone spinning down the main straight, who's that?
Oh no, that is... Oh, Sideshow.
Oh no.
Racing softs, and he's going to have to cross the solid line.
How's your rejoin, sir? Oh, and Morgs carries on.
Oh my Atlanta. He's trying to get traction, in his defence.
And just can't.
Yeah.
And Womble's still persisting. Is Womble still on the softs?
Womble is on the softs.
What a legend.
Start stubborn about that. He's just chucked them on.
What a legend. Just carrying on. Morgs is still doing a good job.
These lights that you're talking about on the Porsche, on the side on the door, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the three dots there, yeah.
Those are usually showing, because it's obviously a proper race car, enduro car, the Porsche, so those lights actually represent what their pit stops are.
He's so ginger through those turns, and speaking of, well, not being ginger, Rudzy has pitted and has already overtaken Kabuma.
Yep.
Above the tail lights, he's saying.
Oh, that's the red light.
The lights above the tail light. Do you mean in the middle, underneath the spoiler?
It's the red light, yeah.
The one that's flashing? On the edge of the lip.
Yeah, red light.
Yeah, that's the rain light there, yeah. Yep. Okay, how are we going? Womble's still carrying on here. Absolute legend. Slick tyres in the wet. So ginger. He runs a bit wide there actually. It will be very wet out there. It'll be, yep, it's very wet. It's very wet. Yep, he's gone for a spin. Quick sense check here. Rudzy in P1. Tingy in P2.
Atlantis in the pits.
We might need to do a quick tyre check starting from the top, Anthony. So we know Rudzy's on intermediates.
We got Tingy still on the racing softs.
Oh, geez, good on him.
Grimm is catching quickly with the intermediate tyres. Brando's on intermediates. Kabuma has a 3-second penalty.
Crossing the pit line.
And he's on the intermediates now. Sandmate, intermediates. Grumpy, intermediates. Racing mediums for Daywalker. And he's just started a new lap.
Oh man. Just hanging on for dear life.
Atlantis.
If you can see the helmet of Daywalker, it's like a guy that's screaming with his mouth open, and I think that's probably how he feels in the cockpit right now. Oh, he goes through. Oh, Drifto! Oh! And
he's gone. You're probably gonna see coming as well. Ricardo doing the same thing.
Oh, I could just
and
hear the
Morgs,
wheels spinning. Oh,
Morgs has
oh
fresh
no!
softs on.
Oh! Morgs has put fresh softs on.
Yeah, he made that mistake. He was the last person to make that mistake. It was Womble, then Morgs, I believe.
I think Womble just put on full wets, as he just got overtaken by his teammate there. So happy to probably play blocker here for whoever's behind. Intermediate, sorry. Loco RX2.
He's got hards on, and he's now changing them. So he's changed to hards at some stage. I've missed that.
I wonder if he's actually coming out, because the guys don't look like they're working on the car, so maybe there's a mechanical issue there. Actually, there's someone off at the bottom of the circuit there. Oh no, Morgs! Morgs is so painfully slowly trying to get out of the grass here.
Yep.
And you can just hear the car trundling away. There's another car slow behind him. Daywalker also on slick tyres, right?
Yeah.
And they both spin. They're both spinning. Oh no, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's just that they both did it at the exact same time. It's just you couldn't have ridden that. What is happening here? Blue flags now coming for Daywalker as Rudzy comes on.
He's in the pits, Chuck taking off his softs. I think that late decision to change tyres is going to cost him dearly.
What tyres did he put on?
I don't know what he's taking off softs. He's on softs already.
So he went softs. These guys must feel like they can get through this blip of weather and save themselves a pit stop later. But it's interesting because...
I don't know if Ting had pitted or not. Did he pit?
No, he may have actually, yeah. You might need to give us a bit of a sense check on the weather radar, like not the radar, sorry, like how damp the track is, because it looks like there's a bit of a line forming.
There is a line, but that one seems like it's been there the entire time. That's probably what's been confusing the drivers at the moment. So it doesn't look like it's actually raining at the moment. So this dry line might actually just only get better from this point on. I don't know if we're going to have any more rain.
Morgs and Daywalker have had enough. Morgs comes out on softs again.
Yeah, I mean, like, who's going to make the call here to stay on the slick tyres? Could you get it back if you were early enough to, or brave enough?
Oh, Daywalker having to be real ginger heading out of the pits.
He's coming out on soft tyres.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably why.
Does he not own any intermediate tyres?
Maybe. Sideshow's back out on the track though.
He's just got the blue flag.
Yep, so our sandmate behind him.
Yeah.
Like RX2's called it a day there. Rudzy's still carrying on there.
Loco's sat in the pits. He's not moving.
So, with all that, previously it was Kabuma P1, Rudzy P2, Tingy P3, Brando P4, Rim P5 before the rain hit. Now it's Rudzy P1. Brando has jumped to P2, so pitting early for those intermediates definitely has paid off for him. So kudos to the strategy play there. Grim has followed behind them. I don't think they'd be too unhappy with that. The two teammates in second and third on the podium. Great points haul for breakthrough 1D racing. Kaboom has dropped from first to fourth, but the biggest loss at the moment is actually Tingy, who's gone from third to eighth. So he must have had a slide off somewhere, possibly in the wet with those slick compound tyres. But it seems like the chaos has settled down a little bit as it doesn't look like it's raining. And I don't think it is because Rudzy's actually driven straight through a wet patch, so I imagine the track is drying and he's trying to stop those intermediates from burning up.
Yeah. His tyres looking pretty great. They're pretty good at the moment, so not too much to worry about. But yeah, if he maintains them in the wet line, on the wet line, it would be ideal.
Now, it's interesting in these situations when you have two team drivers like Brando and Grim close by to one another. If one driver's faster than the other, it's like, what do you do? Like, unless they're in a team chat at the same time, communicating with one another to let one through or the other, do you let them race like McLaren, Papaya rules? Like, what do you do here? You know, you just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, they should be working together here to help each other with the draft to try and catch Rudzy. Bumping each other on the track would be ideal. How far away is Rudzy anyways?
He's a good chunk of time away. He's coming through the final turn now, and they've just went through the chicane themselves. So Be interesting to see how they fare and what they do here. Kabuma's dropped well back, like he hasn't even made it through the non-chicane chicane just yet. So he's a little bit further away. A Sandmate is coming up to a lapped car, so blue flags will be shown there. Grumpy, talk about recovery drive. Remember, he was 14th. He's running 6th at the moment.
6th place now.
Yeah, good job.
He's on the right tyre as well, so it's good.
Atlanta's following through in P7, Tingy in P8. Womble coming down the main straight. Again, Womble, another person that, pit early, may have dropped back and stuff like that. But just by, keeping your car pointed in the right direction, he's still hanging on here, getting some blue flags shown with Brando and Grim coming up behind him, so he may move out of the way.
One extra pit as well.
That's right, yeah. So have to see how he goes here in terms of navigating blue flags. I imagine he'll try and move out of the way. Yes, he does that. He goes off the racing line to allow Brando up the inside and Grim as well. Very nicely done, Womble. Seasoned veteran there. Knows how to appropriately race with others around him.
So Dale Walker's on the soft tyre. I haven't seen the advantage yet. The guys on the intermediates are doing 141, 142. He's just finished the lap at 145, so not too far off, but I think this lap might be the indicator to see if the soft tyres are the optimal tyre.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at where he is on the track map and the other, little arrows around him, he may only get 1, maybe 2 positions just by staying out and not having to pit anymore this race. That is if anyone has to change off their intermediates.
It's actually, we're on lap 20 or 27. It's going quite quickly.
It is actually. A little bit of an off.
We've got some moves happening back at the track here. Ricardo's running a bit wide. Allows. Oh, must be
I saw that. Yeah,
flag.
lapped car. Yeah. There's a few people down the main straight actually at the moment. It's Brando and Grim, and Womble just behind them, who's let them through. Kabuma's actually coming in. So Kabuma is the first to show his hand after the storm here.
That's perfect timing.
Yeah. You have to be very, very careful coming out of the pits though, because that line will still be very wet.
Well, I'll tell you now, because Dale Walker's just making his way down the main straight now, so I'll tell you his time. It's the improvement on the intermediate time. So intermediate times are 141s at the moment. He goes 141, so he's on the same time as the intermediate tyre.
So Kabuma has timed that crossover point just perfectly. Let's see if he can hold it getting out of the pits without crashing into the wall, the wet line. Oh, he comes out right next to Atlantis actually, but as long as Kabuma stays ahead and stays on the dry line, he should be able to jump well clear of him there. Let's see if Rudzi is coming through Sector 3 at the moment. Let's see if he has a think about coming into the pits. He's going around one more time, so he's decided to go around one more time. Now, if I were Brando or Grim and I saw that a driver behind me of Kabuma, who is a very fast driver at the start of this race, has changed tyres, I'd be wanting to defend myself here when coming into the pits, but Brando seems to be carrying on. It might be another strategy at play, but with Grim, his teammate as well.
Yeah, Grumpy needs to do the same thing. I don't know if he's witnessed Kabuma's move, but I'm just watching on board with Atlantis at the moment, who's on the intermediate tyres, and Kabuma is pretty much driving away. He's making there's a few wet patches where he gets a bit of the car unstable, but he's pretty much driving away.
Brando just said the numbers were super close to crossover, so probably like that sort of touch and go point of being, a bit of a gamble jumping out too early and changing tyres, or could be a great play if you do it. So I thought Grumpy was coming in there because he had positioned himself on the right hand side, but he's carrying on. Atlantis is coming in.
He's just cooling those tyres down.
Womble said, I suspect Womble has accidentally switched to fuel map 3 rather than traction control 3 while using VR. Where are you, Womble? You do sound like your car's not chugging along too happily. Morgs is catching at a rate of knots here. I think that may have been the case. As he picks up the move, they go side by side. Does he hold on? He holds on, but it won't only be a matter of time there.
So Dale Walker's unlapped himself quite easily from Grumpy. Grumpy's last lap was a 144 to Kaboom's 147, which was, I believe, an out lap.
Rudsy's still going.
Kaboom's he's coming up with Grumpy quite quickly.
What's Rudsy's intermediates like at the moment? They must be cooking.
No, Rudsy's doing a great job keeping those tyres consistent.
Oh, good job.
They're only I'd say a quarter all the way
Brando gets
around.
a bit deep into turn 1. Sorry to interrupt you there.
I think at this stage, based on the position that he's in, he'd probably be better off just staying on those tyres till the end of the race.
Yeah, I was just having a bit of a reality check, to be honest with you. I'm like, there's at the end of this lap, there's 3 laps to go. So
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're so far ahead on those intermediates that those top 3 drivers, they just got to stay out there and just try and survive those tyres.
Yeah, because so Grim in P3 is just coming into the start of Sector 2.
Yeah.
And he's on the intermediates, and so is Brando and Rudsy ahead of him.
Got Grumpy's position.
Yeah, Kaboom has just gone through turn 1. So it's almost like, well, if you can hang on there, like, you may as well stay out. So maybe that's what Grumpy's doing here, because we saw a comment in the live stream saying got to make those intermediates last. So he's in P5, but a sandmate, and I believe a sandmate's on the softs, if you could let me know, Anthony.
That's correct.
He will be probably catching Grumpy at quite a significant rate.
Yeah. And I think he might do it if he just keeps up the pace.
Yeah.
The lap time's difference. Grumpy seems to be running, like, I don't know if it's because he's running a bit wide or the tyres are getting a bit worn. They still look alright to me. They're down to 50% on his.
Might have to interrupt you there. A Sandmate and Tingy are getting a bit close to one another here in a bit of a battle pack. Wonder if there's any difference in the tyres that they're running.
Softs, both on soft tyres.
So full pelt then.
And Atlantis has a bit of a lighter car and better tyres, so advantage to the Lexus at the moment.
We'll have to keep an eye on that as the race progresses. There's someone else into the pits? Is that no mistake? Wobble's in the pits going for a tyre change?
Don't know why.
Maybe their intermediates were cooked.
He's just lost the position to Dale Walker. I think he would be better off just staying out. His tyres weren't only 50% from what I quickly looked at himself. But Dale Walker's going to be laughing because he's already on the softs.
So it paid off a little bit for Dave Walker there by just hanging on.
Yeah.
Hard work though.
Alright, so Grumpy's now coming under pressure from a Sandmate. He's going to get this job done very easily and right straight away.
Yep, already done.
No fuss.
Yep. So now
Grumpy's
it's
just
damage control for Grumpy. Yeah. So Tingy's pretty far away. It'd need to be a big accident from Grumpy for Tingy to catch up to him, I would say.
Yeah.
We're at lap 25, Anthony.
We're almost done, and Tingy seems to be keeping this gap consistent or growing from the Lexus, so if Tingy just keeps his head down, keeps his cool, he's going to be okay where he is. I think the front guys pretty much, if they have no mistakes, that's where they're going to be finishing, I'd say.
Yeah, so we've got Rudsy hanging on there with the intermediate tyres, very happy to run the car wide into the wet, damp, cooler parts of the track. And then
Womble has just yielded to Kaboom as a blue flag. Well done.
I wonder what someone like the soft tyre runners are doing for a lap time, because Rudsy's averaging about a mid 140s, so 140.58.
He's very fast on those intermediate tyres, Rudsy, so he's doing 140s, which is the faster side of the intermediate tyres, from what I've seen. Brando, he's not even close to those times
Oh, yeah, you
on
can see
his
that there.
intermediate tyres.
Yeah, maybe a couple errors here and there.
Yeah, and then Grim, again, just as same pace as Brando, but we've got Kaboom, who's just every lap. Well, his last two laps, lap 24, 25, were identical.
Oh, they were too. Wow, that doesn't happen often.
9:34.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see there's a substantial amount of time gained on the soft tyre.
Yeah, but not enough to catch up.
Not enough. Well, he might get a look in to Grim, but I don't think so.
Yeah, it's Grimm's coming down the main straight to start his final lap. I don't think so at all.
Don't think so. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, he's got to be at least 15 seconds behind at this stage.
Grumpy's still holding on to P6, like mega drive there from 14th, like after a spin or an incident to hang on there. Good job there. Might have to do a quick whip around in top to bottom order. Rodsy is in his own part of the racetrack there. Any potential battles going on that could lead to a position change late in the field? They look pretty evenly spaced out. There's two people going down the main straight together.
It's only really Atlantis and Tingy that are within range of each other. But Tingy seems to be having the better drive at the moment.
Yeah, just pulling away slowly. Alright, after all...
Walker is looking really quick, you know. His times, he's got the pace. I think he's just been let down by strategy or a mistake. I can't really recall what the issue was with Dane Walker, but he's got some good pace.
Just hung out maybe a little bit too long. Speaking of too long, it's a long race, but there only is one winner at the end of it, and it looks like it's going to be Rudsey from Trade Red Miss Racing. Congrats, Rudsey. Well done, mate. Very well managed there, and good tyre management to stay on the intermediates and make them last all the way to the end of the race there. The race is still going on here in the background. Big gap between P1 and P2. Brando looks like he's going to come across the line here for P2.
Worse full-wear tyres and very low on fuel, so...
Not a bad job though, started P6, finished P2. Well done.
I think, yeah, that was a great strategy for him to get that.
Grim started third, finished third, well done. Kaboom is about to come across the line. He started second, so probably rude, a couple of missed opportunities there. A Sandmate started fourth, finished fifth. Grumpy started actually 14th, so started 14th, was in the running, then spun around and ended up at the back in 14th. Looks like he's about to come across the line to finish in 6th. Well done, Grumpy. Tingy just maybe have stayed out a little bit too long when the rain started to fall. A couple of missed opportunities there, finishing P7th. Atlantis coming through for P8. So Atlantis for Karma 1 Autosports. Morgs is a lap down, finishing P9. Daywalker P10 lap down. Sideshow 11th. Womble P12. Ryan or Ricardo P13 coming across the line. And then I think that leaves Loco RX2 in last position, just calling retirement on the race there. But congratulations to our podium drivers, Rodsey, Brando and Grim. Well done, guys.
Well done, fellas. Great race. And Grim got his car back to the finish line with practically no left-hand front tyre.
That's it, yeah. Just really pushing to extract every bit of grip out of that one there. A couple of position changes and things like that, and the start of the race it may have felt like everything was settled, but then the rain started to fall, just threw everything well into the mix there. So a lot of drivers finishing where they started, a lot of other drivers gained a lot of positions in the chaos. So it just goes to show that you just have to be in the right place at the right time, like we mentioned a little bit earlier. So
there was some good comeback stories in this race.
Yeah, guys, let us know what you think of the drivers, driver of the day, and things like that. I can see a couple of them coming through at the moment.
Yeah, I think I'd probably say great drive from Brando to come up the pack. Rudsey had a very good drive. Just everything played out really well for Rudsey. Great strategy. I think Kaboom pretty much gave it away on the strategy, to be honest. But
Yeah, maybe
who
he just
knows how
called
the
his cards a
Lamborghini
little
would
bit
have,
too early.
maybe he had to. Maybe it was just he had to do that because I don't know how the Lamborghini would have, if it could have handled the
We had,
strategy.
yeah, exactly. A couple of drivers ended up like, exactly where they wanted to be. A couple of them took advantage of the carnage in the wet weather. Um, yeah, it really did vary there, but it looks like there's a few people chucking around Grumpy's name in the chat for Driver of the Day noms. There's of course the honourable mention for Womble via Womble. So thanks Womble for your Driver of the Day nomination. Razmaz says Grumpy gets my vote. I've seen a few other people say Grumpy too. Um, I tend to agree, like to
Yeah,
start 14th and
start
finish
14th. Yeah,
6th. But not only start 14th, make your way through, then drop back to 14th by a considerable margin and still finish 6th. Like,
yeah.
yeah, that's a really, really good effort. So I think the consensus on that one there is, yeah, for Grumpy for Driver of the Day. So congrats, Grumpy, but congrats to everyone. Thanks, guys, for joining the live stream tonight. For those that have stuck around and was reading into detail of my cryptic post a little bit earlier in the morning, there is a small announcement. I don't want to get you guys too excited, but just a small announcement to share with you all. Um, we've got something special coming this season for the first time ever. So a community member of ours, Red Bearsy, absolute legend, has reached out and offered his help to us, just like a lot of you do in the community, for whether that's stewarding or hosting purposes, or whether you want to be a livery consultant, etc., etc. But for the first time ever, and thanks to Red Bearsy again, we've actually got a season's highlights reel in development. It's going to be coming your way at the end of the season. It will be the ultimate recap of action, drama, and wheel-to-wheel battles that have made this season unforgettable. Again, massive thanks to Red Bearsy for putting it all together. He's put in a lot of time and effort and passion into it. And there is a little bit of a teaser coming shortly in the Discord for you to all see of what will be, gracing your screens towards the end of the season. So, yeah, for those that have hung around, you've heard it here first. There's going to be a full season highlights reel coming your way at the end of the season. So a little bit of a snippet will be dropping shortly once we end this live stream. But again, thanks to Red Bearsy. Thanks to the whole community for joining in tonight. Thanks, Anthony, for joining me in the comments box today.
No problems. I was just in the chat channel just now trying to get back some XP
XP.
points.
XP. Nice one. And that reminds me, guys, to help us along with this highlights reel, if you have any battles or really close calls or things that you thought were quite cool during your race in the development or pro series, so just to clarify, the highlights reel will be for the development and the pro series on Tuesday nights. Just drop it in the Discord, drop it in the chat. Tag Red Bearsy. That way he can start to sift through the replays and jump to specific laps or turns and things like that where something cool might happen and it may end up
Yeah.
in the highlights reel. So that would help us out massively if you could do that as well. But
And that goes also as well for the photos, guys. We really appreciate the guys
oh,
that go to the effort
100%.
to
Yeah.
take the post-race photos. We could use those photos for promoting the league and whatever else. So for those guys doing those photos, just thanks for that and keep it up.
Yeah, no, thank you. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate everyone who turns up every week to race, engaging with the community, and just here to have a good time. That's what we're here for. We do this, because we like doing it and we like the satisfaction of keeping everyone happy and enjoying their hobbies. So if you guys are happy, we're happy. So thanks for joining tonight. We really do appreciate you all turning up, and have a good evening. Take care.
Thanks, guys.